Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barons. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Brooklyn Barons Relocation franchise here on Madden 23. And we are officially here. It's time for the favorite of everybody in the world. It's the off-season episode. Our first official off-season. I mean, we did have the season one off-season where after we got done simulating the entire first season to kind of get the whole relocation thing started. We did that first official offseason, so I guess that is the first offseason, but this one is the first one after we've been the Barons for an entire season, and now we get to actually be the Barons in an offseason again. So it's however you want to think about it, I guess. But if you want to go see that first official offseason in the first episode, go back and watch that first episode. It's on the channel. It's in this playlist as well. If you want to watch the, I guess, technical first off-season. But this one is going to be after our successful season to a point. We went 6-10-1, and I would consider that a success with the amount of struggles that we faced this year in terms of changing quarterbacks from Zach Wilson to Justin Fields, trading our running back, moving a lot of money off the books, getting rid of a lot of dead weight. Like, we made a lot of different changes to this team and still won 6 games, and we looked really, really strong in the final 2 weeks of the season. We beat Kansas City on the road in Kansas City, and then we came home and beat the Dolphins in back-to-back weeks. So those are 2 really, really good victories for us to hold on to and carry that momentum into next season and hopefully really start out really well in season number 2. So with all that being said, it's time for the favorite of everybody, the off-season special. I've taken a look at the scouting reports. I have, obviously I don't know because the combine grades haven't come in yet. We have to simulate a couple weeks for that. But I have put a big board up. I put a lot of my favorite prospects on the list, so we can take a look at that a little bit later as well. I've done a little bit of a deep dive, some of the guys that I'm kind of interested in drafting. This class isn't that great. I was going through all the positions. This class is not very deep. It's not very talented. I don't think there's a generational talent. We've talked about this before. That Lonnie Mason, I think is his name, wide receiver. He's like a top 5 pick. He's probably the closest thing to a generational talent, but I don't think that he is. But we'll have to wait and see. There is a right tackle. I think it's JD something. I can't remember his name, but I do really want to trade or try and draft him. I think he's going to be pretty talented. But we'll have to wait and see. With all that being said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get this offseason underway. So in this episode, we've got to take a look at the stats. We haven't taken a look at that. But first, we got to take a look at the season recap. The Broncos beat the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl, and your boy Patrick Surtain won the Super Bowl MVP. We love Patrick Surtain. He's got a special place in our hearts in Cougar Nation for Patrick Surtain. Justin Herbert wins the MVP of the league. Mike Tomlin of the Jaguars is the coach of the year. Cooper Kupp and Nick Bosa are players of the year. And then Luke Norris and Andre Briscoe are rookies of the year. So that is those are the guys you can't see because of my camera. So Broncos beat the Packers and win the Super Bowl. So good for Russell Wilson. Their investment paid off. Let's take a look at our stats. Justin Fields, we're going to completely just disregard the interception number. 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 46 interceptions. 60% completion percentage. We did well. Justin Fields really turned it around towards the end of the year. A lot of these interceptions, the majority of these interceptions are on me just for making dumb decisions. So we could probably cut that number in half because of the number of interceptions that I threw just because I'm an idiot. Malik Willis did get some play time, but he did not look amazing. But hey, that is what it is. We'll look to have Justin Fields grow another season. Michael Carter got really, really well. He did really, really well after we traded Breece Hall. The beginning of the year, he kind of struggled because Breece was really the guy that was getting most of the carries. But then Michael Carter came in. He got the #1 reps, and he really performed. That offensive line really started to block well 2 touchdowns for him. Ramondre Stevenson, a guy that we just brought in as like a throw-in 1-year contract to fill in depth. He actually really impressed me. He was running hard, and he got 2 touchdowns as well, 187 yards. He earned himself a contract extension, so he is going to be back again. Receiving, I mean, what can you say about these guys? These guys are phenomenal. 82 catches, 1,367 yards, and 16 touchdowns for Garrett Wilson. He was an absolute animal. He caught everything, and he was my go-to guy. He was my safety blanket. Elijah Moore, it may seem like he was my safety blanket, but Garrett Wilson was obviously number one. 93 catches, 1,126 yards, and 11 touchdowns for Elijah Moore. Darnell Mooney got some catches, but kind of got lost in the shuffle with these 2 guys. Uzama got some catches, but I do want to look for another tight end. I really only threw to 2 guys. That's really all I threw to this season was Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore. Defensively, we've got Tremaine Edmonds with 97 tackles, way far out in front of everybody else. Derwin James with 75. Then we've got sack leaders, 9.5 for Quinnen Williams, 9 for Josh Allen. It really didn't feel like Josh Allen was doing that much this year. I would say his name a few times every once in a while, but 9 sacks is pretty impressive. Kwity Paye had 6.5, and he was hurt for a little bit of the season. Derek Brown, we brought him halfway through the season, 4.5 for him, 38 tackles. Sauce Gardner kind of got moved down the board in terms of the starting corners, but still 48 tackles, a pick, and a sack. Byron Boston, one of our rookies, had a sack and interception as well. Let's get to the interception leaders because Sean Murphy Bunting, 15 interceptions, sets the record. 59 tackles for him. What a phenomenal season. Got him to Superstar X Factor as well. Bryce Hall had 5 picks. Derwin James had 3. Ashton Davis had 3. And then Gardner, Boston, Tremaine Edmonds, and Jalen Mills all had 1 interception apiece. Forced fumbles, we had 3 from Tremaine Edmonds, 2 from Murphy Bunting. Recoveries, Nakobe Dean picked up 2, Quinnen Williams picked up 2. Did we block any kicks? We didn't block any kicks, didn't get any safeties, but we did have 3 pick sixes, I'm assuming, for Sean Murphy Bunting, 2 for Ashton Davis, and then the fumble recovery for a touchdown for Jalen Mills in the very last game of the season against the Dolphins. I do remember that. Evan McPherson, 14 of 16, 59-yarder was his longest. Perfect from extra points. Beautiful season for Evan McPherson. And then we didn't punt, obviously, because we don't punt the football on the channel. We have kick return yardage. Braxton Berrios got the majority of it, no kick return touchdowns. And then he also got the majority of the punts. We only had 13 punt returns the entire season. That's crazy. That can't be right, can it? I don't know. We had the 32nd offense in the league. That's not nice. But we had the best defense in the league. So I'll take it. I will take it. I didn't realize we had such a bad offense, but I guess we did. We kind of started turning things up in the second half of the season, but look at these numbers. We weren't very good. We simply were not very good on offense, but we were really good on defense. That is for sure. 30 interceptions, 11 fumble recoveries, 26 sacks of the quarterback. We allowed 476 points, which is the most in the league, I think. Looks like it. But we did all right. We were the best team in the league, I guess. We were the best team in the league, and we were down here in the bottom half on like conversions and stuff. We kind of sucked on that. Didn't go for 2 points. Actually, we did go for 2-point conversions, but I missed both of them. Of course I did. Of course I missed both of them. I don't really go for 2-point conversions very often because I'm not very good at completing them, but it is what it is. We were also down here in red zone efficiency. Not very good at red zone efficiency. Not very efficient in red zone efficiency. But we didn't get very many penalties. We only had 17 penalties the entire season. That's insane. That cannot be right. Can it? I don't know. 17 penalties the entire season? That's phenomenally crazy. Then there's our turnovers and stuff. We had a lot of turnovers because I threw a lot of picks. But I do want to check. That's got to be the record, right? That's got to be the record for interceptions in a season. It is. He does pass Night Train Lane. It's sad that we can't see Patrick Surtain up there because of the Cougar series, but very impressive season. Second half of the season, I should say. And now we move on. Oh, wait, no. We can't move on yet. We've got to fire Oh, wow, a lot of head coaches got fired. We're going to have an option here. We're going to fire, what's his face? Saleh. We are going to fire Robert Saleh. He's just not the guy for us, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Rob, but you did your job. You did really well. I was very impressed with you. You did really good with what you were given, but you just weren't the guy for us. Head coaches, we've got Brandon Starks, Emmanuel Ortega. Is there any head coaches that haven't taken a job yet? Okay, there are some head coaches that haven't taken a job yet. So we've got Matt Eberflus, we've got Mike McDaniel, Brian Daboll, Doug Peterson, Kevin O'Connell. Ooh, Lovie Smith. If Lovie Smith wasn't a defensive coach, I would totally go for Lovie Smith. I am, All right, sorry about that. Camera got a little laggy there. But what I was saying was, if Lovie Smith wasn't a defensive coach, I would totally go for Lovie Smith. But I don't think that getting Lovie Smith, I mean, we're just coming off of a defensive coach, so I don't want to get another defensive coach, but I do love Lovie Smith's magical beard. So we need to get an offensive-minded coach, which is these two guys right here, Brian Daboll and Mike McDaniel. Both guys are offensive-minded, and I think, is Mike McDaniel the better option here? His staff tree is not, or his coaching tree is not great, but what about Daboll? What about Brian Daboll? Is he the better option for us? It's about the same in terms of, he's got a little bit more on the staff modification side of things, but it's just a matter of what scheme do we want to run? Do we want to run McDaniel's scheme, or do we want to run Daboll's? Because we got to think, what's Justin Fields going to be the most efficient in? Is he going to be better in McDaniel's offense, or is he going to be in Brian Daboll's offense? Who do we want to hire? Brian Daboll or Mike McDaniel? Brian Daboll did really, really well with Josh Allen in real life, and Mike McDaniel seems to be doing really well with Tua in real life. This is tough. This is tough. If we go with Brian Daboll, then the running back would get more involved because Saquon Barkley. And if we go with Miami, then the passing would be better because because Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Oh, this is tough. Who do I think is better? Who do I think would fit better with this team? Mike McDaniel, Brian Daboll. I think I'm going to go with Brian Daboll. I think I'm going to go with him. He's going to be our new head coach, offensive-minded guy. I think that's our best option here. They're both offensive-minded, but I do think that Brian Daboll is the better of the two options. Plus, he's already going down the side of quarterback XP, which is amazing. That's what we need, certainly. We need quarterback XP because Justin Fields needs to grow. So, all right. Do we fire our defense coordinator or our offense coordinator? I think we should. Let's hire a new defense coordinator here. Can I hire Lovie Smith as my defense coordinator? That would be amazing if I could. There's no data display. Head coaches, defense coordinators. Is now there's data? No? What's going on here? Oh, now here we go. Okay. Let's fire Stephen Meyer and hire... I can hire Stephen Meyer back, but I just want to see if I can hire Lovie Smith as my defense coordinator. Can I get Lovie Smith? Let me get Lovie Smith. Ooh, it might let me. It might let me. There he is. Lovie Smith. Hire Lovie Smith as my defense coordinator. Yes. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. And then let's fire Zach Parker and let's hire somebody as the offense coordinator. Who should we hire? I don't know if this is gonna work. Remember, I don't know. Somebody might offer them a head coaching job that they might take. But let's get Doug Peterson as our offense coordinator. What a staff we have built here if these guys accept. I don't know if they're gonna accept. Remember, like I said, I don't know if they're gonna accept their jobs. They could get head coaching jobs. That's totally a possibility. But as of right now, that would be really, really cool if we could have Doug Peterson and Lovie Smith as our offense and defense coordinators. That'd be freaking awesome. Really, really cool. Let's get down this side of the tree a little bit. Boost play rec for corners. Go down that board a little bit. 7 points. Okay, so we've added staff points to both of these guys. I really want this to work. I really want this to work to get those guys as our offense and defense coordinator. I don't know if it's going to work. It says we've hired them. It says we've hired the boys. Lovie Smith has been hired as the defense coordinator. Doug Peterson's been hired as the offense coordinator. We're going to advance a week and see if that stays. Please let it stay. Please don't let them get over other contracts. That's happened to me before, where I've hired actual head coaches as my coordinators, and they've gotten other job offers and they've accepted those. So please don't let that happen. Okay, let's go to the staff. Is it the way that it is? Did they get offered contracts? Doug Peterson and Lovie Smith are still our coordinators. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is going to be awesome if it is. Okay, so view retirements. Shelby Harris, Devin McCourty, Harrison Smith, Adam Thielen. Wow, okay. Cameron Jordan, Julio Jones, Chandler Jones, William Golston, Aaron Rodgers retires. Cordell Patterson, Zach Ertz, Dante Hightower. Love me some Dante Hightower. Matt Ryan, Jerry Hughes, Emmanuel Sanders, Cole Beasley, T.Y. Hilton, A.J. Green, Carlos Dunlap. Okay, good class. Everson Griffin, Joe Hayden, Latavius Murray, Devonta Freeman, Jimmy Graham, Carlos Hyde, Nate Solder, Prince Mukamura. Okay, so a lot of good names in there. Going to be a decent Hall of Fame class. The mock draft number 3. Where do they have us picking? They have us picking at pick 7. We've gone to pick 7 now. Okay. J.D. Wright has fallen to pick 4. Oh man, I am really torn up about what I want to do with this first round pick. I don't know who I want to take. I really don't. All right, players ready to negotiate. Carl Nassib, Daryl Holcomb, Jalen Mills. I do want to offer Jalen Mills another contract. I feel like he deserved it. He earned it next he's going to test free agency. Okay, I guess we could tag him if we need to. Braxton Berrios. I might trade Braxton Berrios. Denzel Mims, not really worried. Is he cheap? He's kind of cheap. He's going to come back. Denzel Mims, not a big deal. Carl Nassib doesn't have to come back. Daryl Holcomb doesn't have to come back. Wait, what's his stats looking like? Was he fast? Oh, he was really fast. That's right. Okay, let's bring Daryl Holcomb back just because he's fast. He's going to test free agency too. All right, you go test free agency. Whatever, dude. Let's see. Jalen Mills. I want to franchise tag him. Oh, no, not for that. No. I didn't realize it was going to be that much money. Okay, so we'll just maybe go back and sign him in free agency. But nobody else really here is anybody that I want. Although I do probably want to try and see if we can trade Braxton Berrios. Maybe get something pretty decent for him. I don't know. But let's go Braxton Berrios. See the offers maybe. Carl Basham. Boogie Basham would be cool. Jackson Carman would be cool. Anybody else? Darrell Williams in a 7. De'Ami Brown could be interesting. Anthony Barr. Jalen Mayfield. Tyson Campbell. All right, not amazing. Leonard Floyd. Eric Rowe, Marvin Jones Jr., Nate Hobbs. We could get a pretty decent corner. Or we could go for Boogie Basham. I kind of like Boogie Basham, really. It's either him, it's either Boogie Basham, or it's going to be Nate Hobbs. And we already have pretty solid corners, so let's go for Boogie Basham. I'm here for it. Let's get Boogie on the team. All right, so we trade for Carlos Boogie Basham. Is there anybody else that I want to throw into a trade right now? Should I throw CJ Uzama into a trade? I don't know if I can get anything for him. Malik Reed, James Cook, Tim Patrick, Isaiah Simmons is intriguing, no doubt about that. Brian Robinson Jr. in a 6. Jerome Baker. Sam Hubbard. J.C. Horn. Ooh, okay. Chris Olave. Okay, there are some really good options for CJ Uzama. Chris Olave might have just thrown it out of the... I might want to go for Chris Olave. But I want to see what I do at tight end first. I don't want to trade a tight end and then not have any tight ends available. So we're going to keep going. Force the advance. We've got some money in free agency to spend. We've got some money. The combine results are in. We've got about $68.9 million to spend in free agency. I'm hoping that there's some guys available. Let's go in there and find out. Let's go in there and see what we got. Jay Jettis. is in free agency. So is Justin Herbert. So is Rashawn Gary, which would be a studly pickup. And TJ Hawkinson. T. Higgins is there as well. Okay, so Justin Herbert's here, but we have Justin Fields, and I want to trust Justin Fields. I want to believe in him. I want to put my faith in him. Jalen Hurts has superstar development, by the way. Running backs, Cam Akers, Antonio Gibson, A.J. Dillon. I don't think that we need to spend our money on a running back. So we go to wide receivers, and obviously Justin Jefferson would be phenomenal. Bringing him, having Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, and Darnell Mooney. I mean, it's a match made in heaven, isn't it? It is a match made in heaven. I'm going to go with the neutral offer, and we're going to see how that does. He might accept it. Tight end. If we bring in another tight end, that would be cool. Because then I could trade CJ Uzomah. Jonah Williams and Jedrick Willis is interested in coming here as a left tackle. We could move Sawyer Dart to right tackle, or we can move Jedrick Willis to right tackle. Let's offer Jedrick Willis a contract. He's only 25, and we are far out in front of that. Okay, so that's a big pickup. That could be a big pickup. Left guard, there's not really anybody here that I'm intrigued by. Center, the center class is not amazing. Andre James is interested in coming here, but the center's market's not amazing. Kevin Zeitler, no. Right tackle, Austin Jackson. J.J. Watt's here, but J.J. Watt's old. Dexter Lawrence is interesting. Chase Winovich as well. D tackle, DJ Reader. We already have two pretty good D tackles, so we don't really need one. Montez Sweat, not really interested in. YGM is interesting. Bryce Huff. Jason Mbatabuke. Rashawn Gary is really the one that I'm the most intrigued by. I know he's not interested in coming here, but if we could have Rashawn Gary and Josh Allen off the edges, that would be phenomenal, but we are really low on the totem pole there. The Packers are offering him a really good contract. I don't know if it's worth it. We might have to withdraw our offer there. Ooh, the Packers are offering him a solid contract. We don't have the contract, or we don't have the numbers to offer him that contract. So if we offer him a player-friendly contract, we can get it done, but no, we can't. The Packers are going to win that. Unfortunately, we can't outsign, or we can't outbid the Packers there. So we're going to have to look somewhere else. Let's see. Middle linebacker, we got Deion Jones. He's still pretty fast. 91 speed, 91 excel. Or we might just save our money. That could be also an option too. Bradbury, Desmond King, CJ Henderson. CJ Henderson kind of gets overlooked, but he's a really solid corner. Micah Hyde is here. Xavier McKinney. Darnell Savage. Oh, there's Jeremy Chin. Grant Delpit. We already have a strong safety in Derwin James, so we don't need another strong safety. A free safety, though, we have Ashton Davis. And Ashton Davis just went up to star development, so it would be the same kind of as getting one of those guys. But a guy like CJ Henderson would not be a bad thing. I would not be hating on him, bringing him in when we're his top offer. All right, now the only thing I'm wondering is, do we try to get a tight end like TJ Hawkinson? I don't think we could afford him. We could. I'll offer TJ Hawkinson a contract. It can't hurt, obviously. All right, so our targets: Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Jedrick Willis, and CJ Henderson. Justin Jefferson's contract might need to be bumped up a little bit. I don't know. Hopefully we get these guys. I'm going to evaluate offers. CJ Henderson's the only one who didn't accept. Justin Jefferson signs. TJ Hawkinson signs. Jedrick Willis signs. Wow. Okay, so we just got 3 really, really solid players to add to this team. We just gave Justin Fields a lot more weapons. Jefferson, Wilson, Moore, Darnell Mooney are the wide receiver core now. We have Jedrick Willis, for some reason, Sawyer Dart moved down to star development. He shouldn't have moved down. He had a really good season. So I'll give him back his superstar development. He should not have moved down. Okay, so we have a really good offensive line now. TJ Hawkinson has 3 upgrades that he can get. We'll give him vertical threat for that. Okay, oh wow, holy crap, jeez. That was a lot on the vertical threat there. We'll give him another vertical threat, I guess. And that's another really good one. And then we'll give him vertical threat again, I guess, if it's going to keep giving me that many. Yeah, look at that. Like, that's crazy amount of upgrade points that he's getting there. So TJ Hawkinson gets up there. Now we don't need either Tyler Conklin or CJ Uzomah. We don't need both of them because I like Jeremy Rucker. So we don't need both of those guys. Justin Jefferson there is really good. The offensive line looks amazing. Plus, we have Sawyer Dart, who I want to have start. We just need to figure out where he's going to start at. Defensively, could use some work in the linebacking core. I mean, in terms of star development. But we have Boogie Basham now, who probably should start over Jacob Martin, or Jonathan Martin, whatever his name is. Bryce Hall, Murphy Bunting should have X Factor. I don't know why it took it off of him. You clearly saw that he got X Factor last episode. I'm going to have to go back to last episode and make sure that these are where they should be. But Murphy Bunting should have X Factor abilities. Who else went up? Quinnen Williams stays. I'll have to go back and check and make sure everybody's where they're at. Sauce Gardner, Bryce Hall, Murphy Bunting. I could use one more corner. Let's see. But we are trying to bring in CJ Henderson, so I guess that is the one corner. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I do want a left outside linebacker. I think that David Ojabo is really good, but I don't think he's the guy for the job. This team just got a whole lot better. This team just got a whole heck of a lot better. Justin Fields now gets to throw to Justin Jefferson. And TJ Hawkinson we brought in. So that's really, really big. That's awesome. That is really cool, bringing in those guys. All right, so Justin Herbert still hasn't signed anywhere. We're targeting CJ Henderson, and he has yet to sign a contract. Now he signs. We didn't get him. He must have signed with the Patriots or something. All right, so he signed. He does sign with the Patriots. Desmond King is still on the board. James Bradbury's still there. Darius Slay is still available. Is there a younger corner? Michael Ojemudia out of Iowa, 78 overall. He can't be too expensive, can he? 2-year contract. He's not. He's only 1 overall lower than what CJ Henderson is. So if we, I can't. I used all my evaluations. Okay, we'll have to simulate to the next week and see if that is gonna be doing it. And after that, that's probably gonna be it for free agency. I don't want to sign too many players. I don't want to go overboard because I want to save our cap space. What little cap space we have left. Although we have 14 million, we brought in Justin Fields or Justin Jefferson, so that's pretty cool. Let's see free agents. Did we get the corner signings? He hasn't. Oh, okay. So the Raiders have come in for him, Michael Ojemudia. All right. Man, they're really gonna deny us a corner, aren't they? Is there another young star corner? Darnay Holmes got picked up. We've got Noah Igaban. I don't know how to say his name. I'm going to have to work on how to pronounce his name. But if I can drop this down just a little bit, try to save as much money as possible. He's probably not going to like that very much. And he's got a lot of offers, so we're just going to withdraw that. Why does everybody have offers on corners? I just want a corner. I just want a corner that has star development, preferably. Is there anybody here that has star development that I could bring in? Oh, there's Jalen Mills. Let's just bring back Jalen Mills. Let's bring back Jalen Mills. I would like to bring Jalen Mills back. I wanted to bring him back. I almost forgot, actually. I wanted to bring... And did I see Jeff Okudah down here? Was Jeff Okudah was down here. I want to bring Jeff Okudah in on a 1-year deal. I enjoy Jeff Okudah. All right, so those are our only those are our only guys. We can evaluate those, and it looks like we got both of them. Yes, we get Jalen Mills and Jeff Okudah. So we spend a little bit of money to get 2 corners that I do like, bringing in those guys. Mock draft number 4 has J.D. Wright staying at 4. They have us taking a tight end. I don't like that. I don't think we're going to take a tight end. All right, moving on to the next week. We have about $8 million in cap space, but this team just got crazy. This team just got crazy with the addition of Justin Jefferson to the squad. An X-Factor wide receiver. Jeff Okudah has 3 skill points available. That's awesome. We'll get his man-to-man up. Get his man-to-man up. We'll get his zone, and we'll do his slot. Might as well. And we'll do his slot since it's a scheme fit. So, and we got to figure out the scheme since we brought in those new, +4 to man coverage. All right, I'm here for it. Okay, so Jeff Okudah just got a little bit better. But I do want to make sure that our scheme is where we want it. So team schemes. So we've got Brian Dable, vertical zone run. What fits the scheme the best? 69 for spread. Nice. I think the spread offense is what we're going to run. On defense, we've got 3-4 under is 81%. It looks like that's the best option. So we'll go with the 3-4 under, and we'll run the Giants' defense and offensive playbooks. Those are fine. Those are fine. All right, so let's get to free agency recap. Oh, baby, what an offseason so far. What an offseason so far. Ooh. Mock draft number 5 is also available. I just want to make sure that we have those guys still. Yes, Doug Peterson and Lovie Smith are still our offensive and defensive coordinators. I love it. I love it so much. I'm so happy. Ooh, private workouts. Okay. This is going to be big. This is going to be big. Who do I want to send to private workouts? Let's go to my favorites. Let's see. Ooh, Kevin Reed. I forgot how good I thought Kevin Reed was going to be. I want to send... I don't know now. I don't know who I want to send. Free agency's kind of changed things. Let me go to the center position. I have a couple centers on here that I am intrigued by. I want to send Jamie Brackett to private workouts because I think he could be a stud. I want to send... Who do I want to send? Probably a D tackle, maybe. No. I want to send the Steve Smith guy. I remember looking at him. I was really intrigued by him. And I'm really intrigued by David Shepard. Who do I want to send? Worthington, John Silver, maybe. Let's see. Is it David Shepard? I was pretty intrigued by David Shepard. But maybe it's Andrew Campbell that I want to send. Or maybe Walter Worthington. Let's send David Shepard. Confirm those 3 guys. Jamie Brackett, Steve Smith, David Shepard. Send those guys to private workouts to get a little bit more intel on them because those are the guys that intrigue me the most. And we have a trade offer for Jeff Okudah, but I'm not going to accept that. And now it's time for the NFL draft. All right, we have pick 7 in the draft, and I don't know where I want to go with. I really have no idea where I want to go with the 7th pick. Do we trade it? What do we do with it? I don't know. Do we use somebody? All right, can I see what the thing did? 95% completion on Jamie Brackett, and Jamie Brackett looks like a really good center. I think we're going to draft Jamie Brackett. Now, what about those other guys? I sent Steve Smith. He's 90% completion. He has elite speed. That's a good sign. His block shedding's not great, but his pursuit's amazing. His zone coverage is great. His awareness is great. And he's a pass cover. So he's not a pass rusher anyway. So we're definitely taking Steve Smith. He's a round 2 to 3 guy. I'm definitely going to get him. And then I sent David Shepard as well. He was the one guy that I sent too. He's got good speed, but he's more of a power rusher. He doesn't look as good. He doesn't look as good. All right, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I probably should have sent Walter Worthington, now that I think about it. But hey, it is what it is. We're definitely going to take that center, and we're definitely going to take that Steve Smith guy, that linebacker. That is for sure. But I am just going to save really quickly. All right, it's time to start the NFL draft. Where do we go with this? The Vikings have the first pick. If they go by the draft board, then it's probably going to be Lonnie Mason. It might be Slater. It might be DeMarcus Wilbur. Who knows when J.D. Wright goes off the board? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with this pick. I really don't. Let's see who the first overall pick is. Lonnie Mason, wide receiver, LSU, goes number 1 to the Vikings. So they replace an LSU wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, with an LSU wide receiver, Lonnie Mason. They've got John Slater, number 2 overall to the Texans out of, what is that, Troy? Out of Troy? Number 2 overall pick out of Troy? Good for him. We've got number 3 overall pick, the Dolphins. Take DeMarcus Wilbur, left end from Texas A&M. The Washington Commanders take J.D. Wright, right tackle from Georgia. The Jaguars at number 5 take Connor Allen out of Stanford. And the Tennessee Titans take Nick Dickerson from Texas. So now we are up. We are up, and I have no idea where I want to go with this. Absolutely zero idea. We don't really need a tackle anymore because we signed Jedrick Willis, and we have Sawyer Dart from last year. So it's not like we absolutely need a tackle. I do not know where I want to go. I think the best idea is to trade down a little bit. To trade the pick down, move into the later half of the first round, and pick up an extra first round pick if they're willing to offer it to me. A couple teams are offering me first round picks, but it's picks that are late, super late into the first round here. And I don't know if I want to move back that far. I know that I definitely want to pick up an extra first round pick. It's just a matter of how far back do I want to move. So let's try and manually trade this pick. Maybe manually trading the pick will get me a better deal. So let's say I want to move back to pick. Who's got pick 10? Somebody's got pick 10, right? Let me move back to pick 10, or maybe pick 13, something like that. Pick 13 or 14. Okay, Giants have pick 13. So if they offer me a first round pick next year, and a pick next year as well, I'll take this, and we will offer them our first overall pick this year, and we'll see what they say about it. They are going to decline it. All right. What about if you just offer me 2 first round picks? They're going to decline it as well. Well, why are you being so picky? Get it? Picky. What about if I offer you a 5th round pick? Okay, so they don't want to move back. They don't want to move up, I guess, is the reason they're saying that. Because they don't want to give up their first round pick next year. I guess because it's valued pretty highly. We could trade with the Cougars. I haven't traded with the Cougars at all, and that's accepted. I probably could have got more out of that. So we move back to pick 15, but we also pick up a first-round pick next year. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. They take Quentin Jackson with their first-round pick, or with the pick that we gave them. Richard Painter got taken. Adam Hastings, Max Walton, Kyrie Hanna. All right, we're coming up. We are coming up on our pick. And this might be an idea to trade again. There goes Damian Adams. The Bears are up, and now Dante Zimmerman gets taken. Another guy that was on our board. All right, so Kevin Reed is still here. I don't think that it's a good idea to take another tackle, even though he looks really good. He looks really good. But I don't think it's a good idea to take another tackle. There's There's some good tight ends available. Let's see. What do I want to do? I think we trade back again. But this time, is there anybody offering me pretty good picks? We could move back to pick 29 and pick up a first-round pick from the Bengals, as well as picking up a third-round pick in 2025. That might be the best offer. Let's just take that. Let's take that from the Bengals. So we move back to pick 29 in the first round, which I don't hate, because there's not really anybody here that I really, really have to have in the first round. And if there is, then it's just, I mean, I have to trade up, I guess. But I don't think that there's anybody here that I want. And everybody going right now is somebody that I'm not really even intrigued by. There goes Kevin Reed. Not hurt by that. And now we're up again. Are we actually going to draft somebody this time? A lot of my guys going off the board. Offensive line are still there. There's Quincy Alexander. There's Steve Smith. He's round 2 to 3. I think we take Steve Smith with the pick in the 7th pick of the second round. What about Quincy Alexander? How good did he look? He's got good physicals. His skills are pretty good. Impact blocking, A tackling, B power moves. You know what? Let's take Quincy Alexander. I like Quincy Alexander. Let's take him. He's hidden development, 91 strength, D tackle, 21 years old, out of Tennessee. Okay, that could be a good pick. I don't hate it. It's a hidden development player. He looks pretty solid. All right, there goes Johnny Dyson. Tremaine Gordon goes. Marcus Clayton. J.C. Dawson. Jason Boone. All right, coming up on our pick, Antoine Harrington and Amari Connor. All right, we're going to draft. We are going to draft, what's his face? That Steve Smith guy. Steve Smith. Because he looks really, really solid. I don't want to miss out on him. So, he's a pass coverage guy. He doesn't need block shedding. He's hidden development, 89 acceleration, 91 agility, 86 speed. Yeah, he doesn't need pass or block shedding when he's a pass coverage outside linebacker. All right, there is one other thing that I want to do. I was looking at possible trades for running backs because I don't hate Michael Carter, but I feel like our team needs a little boost. And we brought in Brian Dable. So could we bring in Saquon Barkley? A first-round pick in 2025, a third-round pick in 2025, and a sixth-round pick in 2024. Okay. Last time I looked at this, there was a second-round pick available to us that we could trade. They need a center. We have two pretty solid centers. So how's this? That is declined. Second-round pick and Connor McGovern aren't on the table. They need a quarterback as well, but all we have is Fields and McGovern. But I'll give you a fourth-round pick. They're not going to accept that. I'll give them a third-round pick. They're closer to accepting that. And we might have to throw in one of the first-round picks that I've traded for. The 31st overall pick next year for Saquon Barkley. Almost gets it done. Wow, that is really close. That almost gets it done. That's crazy. Okay. I really think Saquon Barkley would be really good to get on this team. I do want to make sure that is he under contract? He's under contract for a while. Okay, so how do we make this work? They said that it's going to take a first-round pick. I'll give them my second, and I'll give them pick 18. Maybe that's a little bit higher up that they want. Oh, that went through. So we didn't have to give up Connor McGovern. So our second-round pick this year, our other second-round pick, and pick 18 next year, projected pick 18, gets us Saquon Barkley. We just got ourselves a stud of a running back to go alongside Michael Carter. It says that they declined that trade, but they didn't decline it. Wow, okay, that changes some things. That really does change some things now because we have a really good offense. We have a really good offense now, adding Saquon Barkley to this team. Wow, and we kept Connor McGovern, which we could use to trade for something else, maybe another draft pick, if we draft that center, which is probably the goal. So let's get to the next user pick. Oh, they have they have our picks here. Next user pick. There we go. All right, so who's on our board still? Who's on our board? Brackett is still there. We got to take Jamie Brackett. I think he's going to be so good. We do take him. He's hidden development, 90 strength. He's 21 years old, 6'3", 300. He looks like an absolute animal out of Michigan State. 3 draft picks, 3 hidden development players. We're having a really good draft. We are having a really good draft. We get to the 4th round now. Who else is available? Who else is available on our board? Favorites. We've got some tight ends. There's still some really good centers available too. It's not like there's not. Like this Daniel Patterson looks really good. Scott Nash looks really good. All right, so the one guy got taken. That sucks. That outside linebacker that I was very intrigued by. What about this George Patton guy? Does he look good? What a name, by the way, George Patton. He looks really good. He's got good stats. I'll take him. I enjoy tight ends. He's also hidden development, 86 speed, 87 acceleration. Wow, okay, we might have just found a stud here. 6'5", 254 out of UCF. And now we can trade CJ Uzama or Tyler Conklin, either one. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I think, unless one of those centers is still available, I think we're going to trade the rest of these picks. All right, all the centers are gone. Maybe we take a flyer. I mean, David Shepard doesn't look that great. He definitely doesn't look good as the other guys. C man coverage, C block shed, C awareness. He's a run stopping build. Nah, he doesn't look that good. There's a reason he's a UDFA. But on the other hand, Nate Parker. Nate Parker's stats look better than what David Shepard's looked like. But I don't think it's worth taking him in the 5th round. So let's trade this pick away, get as many picks as possible for it, or just get a 4th round pick from the Browns. I'll take that. Don't mind if I do. Skip the picks. All right, here we're up again, and we're going to trade this pick again. Get a 4th round pick from the Bears. Thank you. So we're getting some 4th round picks. That's good. You love to see it. Next pick. All right. So let's trade our 5th round pick away. Another 5th round pick that we had. And we're still getting offered 4th round picks, I think. Just from the Bengals? No, from the Chiefs too. I don't want to get from the Chiefs. I guess it doesn't matter in the 4th round though. Let's get it from the Ravens. 2025 4th round pick from the Ravens. And now we go into the 6th round. 6th round, pick 7. And we can get a 5th round pick from Denver. Thank you very much. I appreciate your hard work and your dedication. And now we can get pick 9. We can trade that away. Should be able to get another 5th round pick, this time from Tampa. Yes, sirree. Get that from Tampa. Next user pick. We have a lot of 6th round picks. Didn't realize how many 6th round picks we had. I'll take it from Buffalo. I'll take the pick from Buffalo. I'm really happy with our draft. I'm really happy with our free agency, or like our entire offseason. I've been really happy with our entire offseason. I think we've done a fantastic job. We've got 2 1st round picks because we traded one to get Saquon. 2 1st round picks next year, our own and somebody else's. I forget who it is. Take the Bengals 6th round pick. We've got a lot of draft picks, that's for sure. Lot of draft picks. And can we get another 6th round pick? We can get one from the Chiefs. Yes, sir. Don't mind if I do. And then pick 23 in the 7th round is our last one, I think. Yes, it is. It's our last pick. All right. If that UDFA is still there, I'll take him with our final pick. He's not going to be very good, I don't think. Is he still available? David Shepard's still available. The other guy got drafted. Let's take David Shepard. He's normal development, 86 acceleration. He doesn't look that good. He probably won't make the team, but I felt like you might as well use the pick. We scouted him for a reason. I wanted to see how good he was. All right, and that's the draft. Oh, man, am I excited about this team for next year. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Draft recap. We've got some stud players. So Quincy Alexander was our first round pick, and we traded back to get him. 74 overall. Jamie Brackett's a 74. He's got hidden development as well. George Patton's a 73. He's got hidden development. Steve Smith's got hidden development. He's a 72. And then obviously David Shepard, not going to make the team probably. But I'm really happy with our draft. The best player available was Lonnie Mason. He's an 80 overall. Is he a generational talent? Because he does not look like it in terms of stats. If he has X Factor, he is. No, he's only a star. I didn't think he was a generational talent. But he's an 80 overall. Then you got Hurst, David Hoskins. All right, we didn't really miss out on too much. This was, like I said, this wasn't a great class. And it doesn't, Connor Allen's a 74, so we definitely didn't miss out on him. Dante Zimmerman was on our board. We kind of missed out on. Scott Nash was a 74. I was interested by him. Where is, there's Wilbur. He's a 73. JD Wright's a 73 as well. Does he have hidden development? He does. Okay, so a lot of these guys that I was intrigued by aren't that high of an overall, so I'm not upset at all. I really like our draft. I really do, and I really like our offseason as a whole. I think we did a fantastic job in free agency, bringing in pieces to fill out the roster, doing some things in the draft, and we have draft picks for next year too. So decline the trades for Jeff Okuda, decline the trades for Darnell Mooney, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is basically what our roster will look like headed into year number 2 of the Barons. Saquon Barkley is now on the squad. I will trade either CJ Uzama or Tyler Conklin. Either one. I haven't decided yet because we brought in that tight end and we have Jeremy Rucker too. Another guy that I might trade is... I definitely think that Steve Smith should start. That is for sure. I definitely want him to start. Boogie Basham should probably start over him. Quincy Alexander. Okay, so we've got some good players. Is there anybody else that I want to trade? I'm definitely going to trade a tight end. I might trade an offensive lineman. So if you see, Connor McGovern might get traded because Jamie Brackett is probably going to be the backup to Tom Lowry. So a couple offensive linemen might get traded in the preseason. One of these tight ends, maybe even both tight ends, are going to get traded. Probably not both, but one of them is going to get traded. And yeah, we did what we wanted. We got Justin Fields even more weapons. Jefferson, Barkley, TJ Hawkinson. So we've got weapons for Justin Fields. If he can't get it done with these guys around him, then he's the problem. So that is going to be it for this episode. What a fantastic episode. What a wild offseason. I mean, look at our numbers now. Our numbers are crazy. We hired Doug Peterson and Lovie Smith to be our coordinators. That's absolutely insane. I've never done that before. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Out of all my videos, this one deserves a like because this one was wild. Absolutely insane. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.